Hey, we're the basic bitches.
We bitch, moan, and complain about life's problems.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Ben.
Now let's talk about some shit.
Today's topic, our first kiss.
Okay, mine's kind of like, yeah.
It's yeah?
Well, okay, so I'm going to talk about my first kiss / makeout session because they were two different people and they were both very awkward. Okay, so my first kiss was from, I guess, my second boyfriend. Quotation marks. His name, we will call him Sneezing.
Blech.
I hope he doesn't watch YouTube, and I hope he doesn't figure that's him. Anyways, so it was summer of us going into 8th grade, which would have been 2008. And I had invited him over to my house. And since my dad didn't want us to be alone with one another because he had AA that night, he had my grandmother come over. So it's like, yes, let's make it more awkward while we're at it. So anyways, the beginning part of the day, we kind of like hung out at Lake George. And I got wet. I was like, run through the water. Oops, I said the park's name. Oh, well, too late now. Well, I already said our high school's name, so whatever.
Yeah, we fucked.
So anyway, so I'm running through, like, the splash pad thing. I'm like, woo, water. You know, getting all wet and stuff. And we were walking throughout the neighborhood, and I think I awkwardly kissed him on the cheek. Or he did it to me. I don't remember. All I remember is blushing and there was people around. Anyways, when it started to become later in the evening, my dad had left and then my grandmother came over. And she stayed upstairs and we were downstairs.
Well, then what's the point of her even being there?
You
guys could be fucking and she wouldn't know.
So true. I don't know what the point of that was either, but whatever. Well, I mean, look at my track record.
I'm trying to hold back.
Anyways, so we were watching, let's see, I think it was The Nightmare Before Christmas.
How romantic.
Oh, I know, right? And we were cuddling and all this other stuff, and then the movie ended, and I was kind of getting, like, frustrated, because I'm like, why isn't he kissing me? What is wrong with me?
Aww.
All this other stuff. Anyways, the next movie we were going to watch was Anchorman, but for some reason it wasn't working, so we had to watch School Rock, which was like, whatever. I like the movie, but after this, I don't like it as much now. So anyways, so we're watching some of the movie, and it's getting close to the time where my dad's going to be home, and then we would have to bring him back to his place. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is nothing happening? So he's like, I have to go to the bathroom quick. I'm like, okay. So he went to the bathroom, and I stood up, and, like, I'm getting frustrated, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, am I broken? Am I ugly? Like, do I smell weird? What is going on here? And then he comes out of the bathroom, and
Oh, great.
this is so awkward. He hugs me, and, like, we kind of backed away from one another and kind of, like, gazed into each other's eyes.
Of course.
And I was about to say something, and then he kissed me, and our Lex Luber mixed. And it was very awkward, but I was, like, also shocked and, like, happy at the same time. But, like, kind of, like, freaked out because, like, I'm like, I was in mid-sentence, why would you kiss me? So, like, I had all these thoughts running through my head, and for some reason I kissed his neck and he kissed mine, and then we hugged each other, and then my dad came home. So that was that. And it was very awkward, and yeah. Anyways, this is why I have to tell my second story, because this involves my legit boyfriend that I had who I lost my virginity to. So I met him online, and we had decided that, you know, we were going to meet up with each other at the movie theater and go on a date. And I was telling our friend Male A
Ew. Hate him.
about this, and he was like, well, she's like, do you even know this guy? Have you ever met him? Have you talked to him on the phone? I'm like, I've talked to him on the phone. I mean, he sounds like our age. He's like, yeah, but he could be like faking it and all this other shit. I'm like, anxiety, why did I do this? So he's like, okay, how about I go to the movies and like kind of sit in the back just to make sure he's not some weird creeper, like stalker, like old man person. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Little did I know.
Wait, he seriously did?
Just hold up.
Oh, okay.
So little did I know. Okay, so I go to the movie. We went and saw The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Why the hell would you see that movie?
Because I had seen it a few weeks before, and I was like, oh, I love that movie. It was such a great movie. Let's go see that. I like Holocaust movies.
Why would you like Holocaust movies? No one likes Holocaust movies.
I find them interesting, okay? Like, the story was good. I don't know. I liked it. Anyways. And I even told him, like, okay, if we were to kiss in, like, the movie theater, you know, I don't want to go anything farther than kissing. Okay, but hold up a sec. Okay, so I go to the movie theater, and I'm, like, standing there awkwardly, like, kind of looking for him, like, where is he, you know, and then we kind of lock eyes, and he's, like, tall, like, do you remember? No, you never met him. He was pretty tall. He was, like, 6'3".
Really?
And I'm, like, fucking 5'2", so huge, yeah. And, like, whoa, you're tall. So, he's like, hey, I'm like, hi, I'm like, are you... wow, this is gonna make things... I dated a lot of guys that start with A, and I have friends that start with A.
Yeah.
I'll do A... Who should I call him? I'll call him Alex. I'm like, hey, are you Alex? And he's like, are you Stephanie? I'm like, yeah, that's me.
That's so awkward.
So I'm like, okay, so we should probably go to the movie. And he's like, yep. So we go into the theater. Right away, I see male friend A sneezing and Chunky S.
Chunky S?
You went to school with him at Concordia and he was your roommate.
You know!
They're all sitting there.
Gross!
And I'm like... It squeezed me. It's like, Hero, you only told me you were gonna be here. You didn't say anything about my ex being here and another male friend of mine being here. This is completely awkward to the max. And also, I saw them right away when I walked into the theater. I'm like, oh my god, no. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to the opposite side of where they're sitting and go way down. Well, once we get seated, I noticed they moved down closer. I'm like, ah! And at the time, I had stopped talking to Sneezing because, like, he pretty much, like, broke things off with me several times. And then he started going after Slutty T.
Oh, that whore.
Yeah. So, I'm like, whatever, fuck you. You know, I didn't really want anything to do with him at that point, and I just... freezed him out, which made things awkward considering he was, like, in our friend group. So it's like... Anyways, so as we're watching this movie, we're starting to cuddle, and I'm like, ooh, blushiness, you know, oh, it's getting somewhere.
Was this while the little kid was getting gassed in the chamber? I'm scared that you're not answering.
Maybe.
I
don't know. I'm such a bad person. Anyway, so anyway, so we're like cuddling and stuff like that, and he started to kiss me on, like, my forehead and my cheek and, like, my nose, and he was getting closer to my lips, and he kissed me, and, it went from, like, G to, like, almost R, like that, and I tried to, like, calm things down and shit like that, but, like, he wanted it bad, and, like... it really got hot and heavy during the one scene.
Are you serious? Why?
He instigated it. He instigated it.
Uh-huh.
I just
it's
went
not
with
your
it.
fault at all. Nope.
You know what's sad? We got really close to doing really dirty things during the Benjamin Button movie too.
Why?
And Valkyrie. It was always during dying scenes too. He always instigated it though, not me. I just went with it.
Normal.
Yeah, well, my life isn't normal. So, anyways, the movie ends, and we walk out, and who do I see right away? Those guys. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, I gotta pretend for a moment that, like, I don't know them, because I didn't tell him that they were gonna be there.
Oh, yeah.
And later on, I actually admitted that to him, and he was pissed at me for the longest time. But it's like, well, you have to understand from my point of view, you know? But anyways.
Well, it's similar to my first kiss story, too. But go on with yours.
But, yeah. But anyways, he's like, I had a really good time. Like, me too. And then we kissed, and he kind of Frenched me again. And then, like, he walked off, and I kind of awkwardly stood there for a while before I moseyed on over to them, and I'm like, my tongue feels funny. I literally said that to them, and Sean, oops,
just call him fat ass.
Chubby S, I'll say, was like laughing and everything, and they're like, well, at least he wasn't an old serial killer murderer guy, and Sneezing was like super like ticked off and like kind of like standoffish to me and everything like that. Well, later on, a few months later after that, he actually told me that when he saw that, he got like really jealous and mad. I'm like, well, you broke shit off with me, so
you have no right.
Exactly. And they actually met at my mom's wedding and they liked each other, so I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my first kiss/makeout story, because I never really made out with Sneezing. We like kissed a lot, but we never like really entered like the tongue kissing stage. So yeah. But yeah, we made out in a lot of movies, and he fingered me at the mall.
Where in the mall? Was
outside.
How do you not get noticed getting fingered outside the mall?
There's a lot of hiding places you can go to. And that was my first time anyone touching me down there, so that was interesting.
What would be like, ooh, I want you to stick your fingers in my pussy outside the mall?
Okay, I was Christmas shopping.
Oh, great.
Okay, I got some going into another story quick. Okay, so I met up with him at the mall, and he actually gave me a Christmas present, which I was surprised about. I'm like, you haven't known me for very long, because I think this was like the weekend after we first met, and he got me the Dark Knight movie. I'm like, oh yes, and I think he got me like a necklace too. So I was like, ooh, okay. So I was like, fuck yeah, okay, I like this, you know. And I was doing some Christmas shopping, you know, going through the mall and stuff, and then I don't know how this happened, but, like, we somehow ended up outside of the mall, and he was like, I want to make out, and I'm like, okay. So we started making out, and his hands wandered near my lower pants region, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, do I go with it? And I was, like, kind of, like, hesitant at first. I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this, and he's like, you'll like it, I swear, kind of thing. I'm like, okay, and, yeah.
Beautiful.
That was my first getting touched experience, was outside at the mall.
I love it.
You love? I can't believe I didn't tell you that.
Yeah. I just feel like so much stuff happens to us that it'd be hard to tell each other everything.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm not going to tell my very first kiss story, because, like, I mean, I kissed girls, but that was kind of
like me!
Yeah, like, I kissed you, I kissed other friends.
That was really awkward.
It was. And
It was
like
me and
skinny
Lisp.
bitch.
Oh, okay, that too.
Oh, that works too.
Wait, then who else have you kissed?
None of your business.
I want to know now.
Too bad.
Well, so I wasn't the first? I'm
Aw.
insulted.
I've kissed many girls in my life.
Oh yeah, that's right, Indian chick.
Oh yeah, I kissed her too.
Yeah, cause like she was like, I want to date you,
And I was like, no.
and she's still like that, which was really weird.
She's
Considering,
a fag keg.
yeah,
kid you not.
that makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna tell the first time I kissed a man story.
Shit.
So once upon a time, I was on Grindr and we were hanging out.
Of course.
And this one man, we already said his name. Should we just say his name?
Yeah, Scotty.
Because I feel like we have to say his name.
Fuck you, Scotty.
Fuck you, Scotty.
That's what we always say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so he's chatting me up, and he's like really like adamant on messaging me, and like I'm the type of person that like you really have to like go after me messaging me, because like I don't answer a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like I get distracted easily, so anyway. So we like messaging, we vibing, and then like eventually this is like over a long period of time. It wasn't like a couple weeks where we were chatting him up all the time. And then it got to the point where we FaceTime him.
Yes.
And that's the time where I finally realized it's like, okay, I need like to meet this guy. Because I was all like, oh, what was it? It was a Harry Potter thing.
Yeah.
I was all like, you know, I'm not letting you into my chamber of secrets. He's like, oh yeah, where I got the Elder Wand, so I can get in wherever I want. I'm like, shit. You're like, that's how you get to me. You do Harry Potter reference, you in. So then we are like, okay, this happening. So he lives like 20 minutes outside of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this small ass little town. So then we are like, okay, we can go pick him up. So we drive out to the middle of nowhere, and at like, when was it? Like midnight, 11, sometime in there.
I don't know. All I know is that your parents were gone, and we could do whatever the fuck
so
we
my
want.
parents were gone, and this was over Easter, because I had to work.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is it would be, what is it, Holy Saturday?
Yeah.
The day before Easter, we're doing this. So weird. Anyway, so, yeah, because I'd been working all day, and then we got together, and then this happened.
Yep.
So, yeah, we drove out to the middle of nowhere, and then I'm like, well, my friend's coming along, because I feel like you could be a murderer, because this is the first guy I ever met off of Grindr. So, yeah, I dragged you along, and then as he's coming in, I'm like, Steph, pat him down, see if he has any knives.
Oh, yeah, because weren't we talking, like, what happens if he has, like, a knife and he tries to kill us and shit?
Yeah, exactly. So
And then we're like, turn out your pockets before you enter.
It's like, you guys are so fucking weird.
We're like, get over it.
We do what we want. So then he got in my car, and we're like, what should we do? And then we went to Walmart.
Yep.
And we got, like, drinks, and we wandered around. And then we went back to my house, and we watched Moulin Rouge.
Didn't we buy some really random weird shit, and we had, like, a special needs, like, cash register?
That was a whole nother time, because that was with Lisp Girl.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, when we bought, like, the mayo, donuts, and condoms. And then he's looking at us like, what are you guys doing tonight? And we're just like, I think you know.
That's right. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Anyways, Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, so we're watching Moulin Rouge, and he's all like, this is awkward, because, like, he wanted to make out with me, but, like, you were there.
Yeah, and I was, like, getting this, like, vibe that I should leave.
Yeah, because, like, we were sitting next to each other, and you kept on getting closer to me, and you were on, like, the armchair over on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so then you're all like, I'm gonna go. So I'm just like, no. And then you just left me.
And it was awkward, too, because, like, my car was, like, totally frosted over. So I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? I can't go back in. So I just sit there for, like, 20 minutes. It sucked.
Well, I had my first kiss.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just kind of went for it. And he's all like, oh, you good at this. I'm like, yeah, I've kissed so many people before. You know, I totally know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Before, like, you continue, I forgot to mention that he said, Alex said I was really good at French kissing, even though that was, like, my first time.
We're just naturals.
Yep. Maybe we were hookers in a past life.
I feel like we were hookers in a past life and in this life.
Yep. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Anyways.
Yeah, so, and then he, like, immediately goes from, like, just, like, light cliffs and stuff. Then he's, like, on top of me, like, practically riding me and, like, sticking his tongue down my throat.
Damn.
And I'm like, but I went with it. And, like, I mean, we were making out for probably, like, 3 hours.
And you had work that day.
Yeah. Well, no, because it was Easter that day.
Oh, yeah.
So we were closed. But yeah, so, because I drove him back to his house at like 5 in the morning. So weird. And like my lips are so chapped that they're bleeding. Like just because he wouldn't stop making out with me.
Didn't you suck his peen?
No. I've never had sex with him.
I thought... Oh, wait, no. He told you that his,
Oh yeah, his cum tastes like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, because that's why I thought you sucked his peen.
No, I never had sex with him. This was before, like, the whole virginity losing, anything like that. Like, it was totally innocent. He wanted to have sex. He asked me if I would blow him, and I was like, no. Like, I'm not about that,
And then you were about that.
Later, when I became a hoe. This was back when I was innocent. Yeah, it was exciting, because, like, when I kissed girls, I was like, meh. And then I kissed him, I'm like, yes. Although his facial hair was like scratching up my face.
What made us hate Scotty again? I don't remember.
I don't even know, because we just kind of stopped talking after a while.
I thought he was like some sort of douche canoe or something. I don't remember.
I don't know. Like, because I think I wanted to talk to him more, because I had this weird connection to him because... like, he was, like, the first guy I kissed. But, like, I didn't really realize how the gay world works. That it's, like, you kiss one guy and, like, you profess all this shit to him, and then the next day you fuck someone else. Like, that's normal, And, like, at the time it kind of hurt me, but, like, now I've realized, like, that's just how it is,
I feel you. The gay world's confusing.
No, it makes sense. You have sex with any guy that's somewhat attractive.
But yeah, like, I don't know, for some reason I thought like you sucked his pain. But yeah, like, I remember like for some reason we started hating him and we started saying fuck you Scotty, and now I don't remember why.
It's just our thing now.
I just feel like, it feels right. Like, if we don't say fuck you Scotty, it's just there's like this emptiness inside of me,
I follow. One of the things that I thought was hilarious is that he got fired from the movie theater.
Oh yeah, he used to work at the movie theater.
Who the hell gets fired from a movie theater?
Why did he get fired again?
He never told me. He's like, just some bullshit with managers. I'm like, what did you do that could get you fired?
Probably smoked weed.
Probably.
He seems like the type.
He's a loser.
Anyways, well, that pretty much concludes our first kissing stories.
Hope they were somewhat entertaining.
And I'm pretty sure mine was the rapiest.
I don't know, mine was pretty rapey.
At least you didn't make out during the Holocaust movie.
Yeah, I feel like that's normal for you. Nothing turns you on like the Holocaust.
No. The Holocaust, okay, disclaimer, okay, I do not get turned on by the Holocaust, okay?
Yeah, she does. I feel like that should be the name of this podcast.
I made
Holocaust sex.
But, like, he instigated it, I swear. He did! It was all him, I just went along for the ride.
Keep telling yourself that.
Anyways, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below so we can talk to you and shit.
And let us know what you would like to hear, because, like, we're kind of just coming up with these subjects out of our butt, We're just, like, reaching deep inside our asshole and, like, what can we talk about next?
Our very tight assholes.
Hell yeah.
For the record.
Mine's very tight. Nothing has entered, only exited.
Lies.
Okay, there has been some entrance, but then I'm like, fuck you, get the fuck out, that hurts. Anyways, be sure to follow me on Snapchat or Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter and look at my blog. It's hilarious. Everyone loves it, right?
Right.
What do you mean that? No, agree.
Yeah.
No, people love it. So many fans.
Yeah, they swoon over your sexual talk of talks.
Yeah.
And we'll see all of you in the next podcast. Well, more like talk to you.
Hell yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.